morning. It's early in the morning if you can see the daylight poking out. So I want to thank you all for watching this live stream and just keeping up with my channel because obviously I haven't been producing the best content on this channel, nor my first channel, nor the Rumble channel. I barely touched it since a year. So I apologize for those who are expecting some comic content and never received that much. I'm sorry for not delivering. I should have been delivering a bit more. Anyways, hope you're all doing well. So when it comes to my mouth, I'm still. Uh, oh yeah, I went. Did I tell you guys? Did I give you an update on my latest visit? I can't remember if I did that. Uh, anyways, I went for my latest checkup and for my mouth, and the surgeon just removed all the stitches. The stitches were slowly absorbing, so we just removed them. The mouth is still tender, you know. The crazy thing, I was so afraid after that one time I popped something under my stitches. When I popped that thing, I was so afraid to even put my finger near that spot or any spot on that section of gum. But the oral surgeon, when he was examining, his finger was just like this all over the place. Like you could feel it traveling this way and that way. Um, I was so fascinated because I was afraid of touching it, and he was just like, his hands were going all over the place. I, felt a bit relieved that he was touching it, and not no problem was out. So it was interesting. So yeah, he removed my stitches, and that's it. Also, a few nights ago, um, I developed a problem. In fact, I think it was like early in the morning. I remember noticing it. What happened was I was on my bed, like in a curled position, you could say, almost curled position, and then I had a weird sensation, and um, down there, a weird sensation, something like felt like moving, and I was like, what? I was thinking, what's going on? And then, um, okay, when I mean down there, I don't mean my my number one spot. I mean my number two spot. Um, it was a weird sensation, and then when I was, cleaning over there, I felt, I felt like something odd. It's like something was odd, very odd. It didn't feel normal. And then yesterday, I had the worst sensations ever, and I was like, okay, what's going on? Today I check, and oh my gosh, there's like a hard white or pinkish saw over there. You could actually like see it. It's like pretty big. I was so terrified because I felt something wrong. I saw now that it's not supposed to be there. And the crazy thing is when you search stuff online, you get a plethora of things, and this could mean anything. It could mean that I either have a precancerous tumor, or it is cancerous, um, or it's just like some sore, hemorrhoid, or something like that. I don't even know. I don't know all of these things because you get so many like opinions when you search online about what the heck it is. You don't really trust anything anymore. Remember last year when I was panicking about my mouth, when I developed that lump on my gum? Remember that? That was like very terrifying, and I remember just being depressed for a moment because I was so worried, like what's gonna happen to me? And now too, I feel a bit depressed because seeing that lump, it was a very hard lump, like something like you press on a bone. It felt like that. It wasn't normal. It wasn't normal. I never felt anything like that down there before. So yeah, when I saw it, I was like, okay, this is terrible. This is terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. So I told my mother, and she just said, rub some cream on it, and let's just see. She also advised to take antibiotics. I had some old antibiotics like from a couple months ago, I've had, and I can use it, sure, but the thing is, I don't want to take too many antibiotics and then get so used to it where my body won't be able to fight back. My diet has been pretty okay. Now, my theory is I have been wiping rough down there, so that's my theory. That's why it formed. That's why that little thing formed. That's my theory, okay? Because it cannot be something where I inserted anything in because uh, I don't I don't do stuff like that. Okay, so it's weird that you know I got something like that, and there's still no reason why besides me, you know, wiping hard. So I'm going to assume it's just me wiping hard, and that's it. That's my assumption. That's even my mother's assumption too. Because like that's like the clearest answer. But then, knowing my luck and my life, I know that it isn't so simple as a linear path. It's in fact so confusing. I am disappointed. Like I always hate stuff like this because anytime you notice something like this, you always know something bad's gonna happen, and that's the worst part. If something is just like regular, I wouldn't have an issue, but this is something I never had before. So I'm worried. I'm really worried about that. Um, I'm not going to go to the doctors. I'm not going to the doctors at all. Well, unless it gets worse, unless it multiplies or it doesn't go away, I will go to the doctors. But I think it's best to just not really panic, because I can waste a lot of money sometimes. This could be something so pointless. Like as I said, the only theory I have and the only theory that matches up is I was wiping pretty hard, and you know, um, there was one point where it was like sore because I hurt myself wiping. So I'm guessing that that lump kind of formed as a barrier or protection. I don't know. That's like the easiest thing I can put together. But that's all I can actually put together. I don't even know if it's anything else. It's making me feel uncomfortable, especially in my stomach area. Like anytime I felt uncomfortable down there, I would always feel odd in my stomach area. My stomach area would always be um, feeling weird anytime I felt any weird thing down there. So yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. And searching anything isn't gonna help me the most because it's like what am I gonna get out of this really? Because I searched something, there's so many possibilities. And I'm not gonna scratch out cancer. I think it could be something precancerous too. Um, but the thing is that I believe that it could just be it's just a reaction because I hurt myself there, wiping too roughly. There you go. Anyways, I'm sorry for getting so detailed about that. I don't like talking about stuff like this. I never like talking about stuff like this. But fate keeps putting me in this position where I have to speak about stuff like this. I don't want to talk about stuff like this at all. I don't want to talk about stuff like this because it's very uncomfortable. It's very, very private, and I shouldn't be talking about it. But it's like I need to share this with someone because I have so much emotions exuding out of me, and I might as well just record a video of it. Anyways, um, anyways, so okay, okay. Thankfully, I did not spend my money on anything. I knew something like this could happen. I had a weird feeling, a sensation that I might need money in the future. So who knows? If this doesn't go away, I'll have to go to the doctors. So I'm not going to buy anything new. There were some things I wanted to buy, but I think it's best just wait a couple months. It's October right now, guys. It's the spooky season. Wow, I can't believe it. October already. I don't celebrate Halloween. I don't celebrate that at all. Most people in the country don't celebrate it. It's mostly an American thing, or just like the Americas, because I don't know other countries if they celebrate it or not. There's no need for me to celebrate it because I don't go knocking door to door for candy. We don't have bowls of candy for children. We don't do that. I know it's maybe certain sections of the country, maybe like small sections, people just have like their own little Halloween, um, what do you call it? Little trick or treating, but majority of the country don't do that type of stuff. Um, and even either way, if you have trick or treating, you should always worry about spiked candy. So yeah, Halloween is this month. Next month, it's what month is next month? I don't even know. I don't even know. I know Black Friday is obviously going to be next month, I think, which is a good thing to keep your money because then you can actually buy the best stuff. But then, the worst part is that that the things you want will not go on special. It's the things you don't want will go on special. So yeah, December comes up, and then December is going to be a bright time. So in my country, the seasons are different. It's summer during December, so we can eat ice cream and well, I mean, anytime you can eat ice cream, but it's just more fitting to eat during a summer day. The days are really hot during summer, really, really hot, and it just feels so much better, during the summer. I like summer more than winter because winter is like, how do I describe winter? Winter is just, it's okay, but it's just cold. This time, this winter wasn't cold, but this current spring is pretty chilly. The beginning parts of spring was so cold. It was as if winter was lagging behind. That's that's how cold it was. But spring is already in full motion. Flowers are up. I can see a lot of flowers. There's bees outside. The problem with bees is that they don't come to my flowers. I've been watching them and they don't come to my flowers. There's a lot of like weed plants. Well, not weed as in drugs, but let me move this camera so I can show you. It's going to be a bit difficult because I'm charging it, but okay, it's kind of hard to see. Never mind. But okay, let me just unplug it just for a moment. My charger has been giving me issues. Sometimes it'll just stop. So if you can see right, okay, let me zoom in. Oh my gosh, this is so embarrassing. See those little yellow flowers? Those are naturally grown. I don't know what you call them, but there's some bees all around flying, and um, see, just like there's the flowers, and then my garden starts right by my window, and they're just avoiding it. They're avoiding my room, which is my garden. They're avoiding it. It's kind of sad because I want them to pollinate my flowers. I need them to pollinate my flowers. I need them to just mix up with my flowers. So I don't know what flowers I need for bees. I'm just gonna try out and experiment with different flowers. The only problem is I struggle to just grow them from seed. So it's best to just get like possibly you could say like an already grown plant and just continue taking care of it from that point on, because all my flowers and plants, they did not start over here as seeds. I got them as like grown plants. So yeah, I actually want to get a tree, a dwarf tree, like a lemon dwarf tree or a coconut dwarf tree. I want some fruits. But I think I should not jump to any conclusion and just get some more plants, more flowers just for the bees, because all my flowers, um, I forgot the term for the flowers. I know there's a name for them, but they're beautiful. There's like there's white flowers, pink flowers, um, and the thing is that the big problem with those flowers is that um, they're just growing all over the place. You know, I think the wind is pollinating them, or flies are pollinating them, because flies are like the biggest pollinators for my flowers, which I'm grateful for because you know what, flies, they do annoy me, but at least they do something useful. Um, but I still want the bees. I want bees, I want the bees to come over. I was even thinking of buying uh, an insect hotel. An insect hotel is actually a pretty good thing, but the problem is that if I keep it too close to my window, I'm gonna get so many visitors, and not only that, I'm gonna get a lot of lizards because lizards just love insects, and it's so hard to get rid of lizards inside the house. It Most of the time it's like you are really trying to face them off during the night, and even though my room is painted blue, you can see some of the blue. It looks a bit gray. Technically, it's like a blue ash color, but still, it's a better color to see lizards in. Like lizards tend to be what color? Like like a beige color, and sometimes they tend to be a bit more gray, but still, most of the time it's beige, and obviously sometimes brown, but you can see my skin over this paint. It doesn't blend in, so it's best to get paint that doesn't mix with the lizard color. And also, if you want to avoid lizards, just rub garlic all over. They will never come from for a while. In fact, when we used to have a lot of lizard encounters last year, since I rubbed garlic around my door frame, I never received any lizards entering my room uh, last year. It was pretty cool. They despise that smell of garlic. But yeah, I need to get a lot of bees. It would be cool to buy some of them, but that's the thing. It's like, where do I get bees? I can buy worms. I can find worms. It's easy for me to find worms. Yeah, but of course, it's like, I might as well just buy the worms. And even for insects too, I might as well just buy them. But where do I find them? And where will they go? They'll need to make a hive. Speaking of hives, I actually have a hive, a wasp hive, um, at the top of my windowsill. So that's creepy because I don't know how to get rid of it. It looks like it's built with brick. That's what it looks like because it looks so strong. It looks like it was already pre-made with the house. Wasps are good builders, definitely good builders, just like bees and ants and all types of insects. They're really good at building stuff. We should hire them. We should hire them to build houses. That would be amazing. So yeah, I'm just a bit jealous of those yellow flowers because my flowers are not meeting bees. They're not meeting the bee quota. I need to have a checkbox of a certain amount of bees in my garden, and I'm not getting them. I need to get more bees. I need to diversify, but I've tried to diversify so much. Of course, it's just not gonna happen. Bees are just gonna keep ignoring me, unless there is maybe some kind of scent that's knocking them off from entering my garden. I don't really know what else to do because it's so close, guys. It's so close. It's so close. If you can just see it, it's so close. See, this is where my garden starts, where this plant is. You know, so it's just a small gap, but bees can easily make that leap and pollinate my other flowers. They got to mix in with my flowers, and that's the sad part too because I've looked at my flowers, and they have such beautiful pollen sticking out. It's almost like it's almost like they're trying so hard to glow, and the flowers ain't even noticing them. All right, all right. So, all right, let's talk about some other stuff because I think flowers talk is pretty fun, but it's just not long lasting. So, yeah. Um, Oh, I forgot I got this for Christmas. I forgot. I don't know if I showed you guys this. Um, ta-da! It's a 5D diamond picture. You basically use these little little beads, and you you basically just you basically use those little beads and you stick it on the correct number. It's kind of like dot to dot puzzle, but without any pen, without any like marker. You just stick those little beads on it. I I really want to do this, but the only problem is that it's so time consuming. You know, I would like to do a live stream of me just crafting that thing, but I need space and I need some time just to have a simple, peaceful live stream. I also have like two puzzles I need to complete, two 2,000 piece puzzles I need to complete, okay? And I've had them since 2019, okay? That's so long. That's really long ago. And I don't want to move on to another puzzle unless I finish those two. I just want to finish it. I don't think I'll ever stick it, frame it. I don't think I'll ever do that. But the best thing I can do is just at least build it and then pack it up. At least I know I accomplished something and I turned it down. So yeah, I want to do those live streams where I build puzzles, quiet live streams. But I need a proper setup. My my current setup isn't built for puzzle crafting. And plus you need a puzzle mat because obviously I can't build a puzzle in a day. I'll need to like have a puzzle mat, roll it up, and just keep it for a while. And then when I finish it, I can, you know, uh, dust the puzzle off and start anew. And there's so many beautiful puzzles, guys. There's so many beautiful puzzles from many wonderful companies. There's also a puzzle company in my country which I own two puzzles of. The same puzzles I was talking about, but there's also puzzles from Germany. There's puzzles from um, what other places like European countries that I would like to try out. And they've done so well. They look so beautiful, and they bring out one of the best feelings from you. And I really just want to have those relaxing streams, you know, because I've been stressing so much in my life for the most simplest of things. And sometimes I think too much and I panic and then I realize there's no need for me to do that. Um, I don't want to just explode with anger. I've always been rageful since a child, and that's not healthy. That's very much not healthy. And the best way not to be rageful is to be calm and to do things that actually promote calm behavior. And doing a puzzle is one of the best ways to promote tranquility, especially if the puzzles look good. And as I said, there are some beautiful puzzles out there. I don't have a screen recorder, a live stream screen recorder to show you the beautiful puzzles because I would like to show you some of the beautiful puzzles I've seen online. So gorgeous, so beautiful. Some of them are just right. They hit the sweet spot of tranquility. Okay, let me just bring two of my puzzles down and show you. Okay, that's gonna be a problem because it's stuck. It's actually stuck in my drawer. So, yeah, I can't show you guys right now because if I take one puzzle out, so much of stuff is upon it, and then I have to take those stuff out too. So I think it's best if I just say it's beautiful. Okay, both puzzles I have is beautiful. One puzzle is like a very beautiful desk. It's like a very beautiful desk filled with posters on the wall, and the desk is laden with the most beautiful stuff out there. Also, the other puzzle is, I think, Italy. I think I don't know. I don't know the exact place, but it's just like a beautiful section of of that place of Italy, and it's done so well. It's drawn so well. I really, really wanted to finish those puzzles, because a few days ago I was just thinking I should really start doing puzzle streams and stuff like that. But I'm not sure if I'll do it on this channel or the main channel. It's really hard for me to record a lot of gameplay videos on my console, especially because I gain migraines, the worst migraines ever, and most of the time it appears when I'm just, fully awoke from slumber, and even if I never had the best sleep, I'm still energized, and then the migraine comes. For example, last week Tuesday I had a migraine. It just happened when my niece came over to visit, and you know how disappointing that is because you really want to enjoy this quality time, but then all of a sudden the migraine comes, and I could not sleep, so I was up, and I was just entertaining her, and then by nighttime, well, not nighttime, afternoon, my head was hurting so badly that I tried sleeping, I couldn't sleep. Um, so yeah, that's the same thing when it comes to video games. If I play on console, since I'm playing on a bigger screen, I can't have the full enjoyment. I can't look at something for like hours, especially a video game, and then um, I just can't play like most people. I know some people can watch movies like for example, I can watch some movies for like maybe 6 hours possibly. I remember a few years ago, I watched back to back. Um, I think it was back to back, the full Lord of the Rings trilogy. I watched it all in one day. It was basically a rewatch, but still, it was so wonderful to like watch it all on one occasion. And there were times where I watched things for like 4 or 5 hours, but that's a movie, it's a bit different. When it comes to like stuff like video games where you're playing stuff and all of a sudden, I don't know what happens, it just triggers a migraine, and then I have to put everything off and go to my room and try to sleep. It's difficult, it's really difficult. So yeah, I can't play a lot of console games, which really sucks because there's a lot of gameplay to record on, but it's just something I can't do. I won't mind making gameplay videos on the phone, playing those phone games and stuff, but obviously, obviously I can't do so much of it. The biggest culprit of gaming that hurts my eyes is just console games. And that's so unfair because I really want to have fun with whatever I have. Anyways, so I'm thinking of really revamping my first channel. This channel, I think I need to do the same thing as well. So here's the thing. I want to write books. Now, I think it's going to be impossible for me to write children's books. It's going to be impossible after building this entire channel. After building this channel, I don't think it's possible for me to write children's books. So my books will just be aimed towards teen and up, which is fine because I do have some ideas that's just completely violent and gory and all that type of stuff. But I also had some ideas that were very much okay, like passable for children's books. But the fact that I already gained a history for making this type of stuff already, um, I don't know. I'm sure I can still write children's books. I'm sure I can still write stuff. The plan originally was to make children's books, books for teens, and books for adults. So I'm sure I can still write children's books, um, because I was gonna write all three. I was gonna write for all three types of audiences. So obviously, I'm sure I can write for children. I'm sure I can still write for children because I have some cool ideas for children's books, and it doesn't make sense for me to just like make it into a violent story. It just fits well for its target demographic. But we'll see, we'll see. But for the main channel, I really want to make content, and I was gonna just restart. The only problem with restarting with a different channel is that uh, everything you have to go through again. You have to go through the long process of getting verified and like all that type of stuff. I don't want to go through again, but I'm sure I'll have no choice but to go through one day. uh, let's just see, because when it comes to my old channel, I don't want to delete a lot of the content, but at the same time, I feel like some of the content is just I'm not going to continue with that type of content, the gaming content. So it's like some of the gaming content I'm just gonna maybe private it because some of them was so poorly made. I might as well just private some of those videos. But I want to just make like puzzle videos, relaxing videos. Speaking of puzzle videos, 3D puzzles. 3D puzzles are fascinating. I want to try 3D puzzles. I actually had my first 3D puzzle when I was a kid. It was a it was a astronaut's ship. It was pretty simple. I liked it, and I want to get more. The only problem is no space. There's no space. When it comes to 2D puzzles, flat 2D puzzles, when it's finished, you can put it away. It's fine. 3D puzzles, you can't really do that. You have to like take everything out, which I'm sure you can do, but it's going to be very pointless. I might as well get space first, then I can make a 3D puzzle. I wanted this 3D puzzle castle. The only reason why I can't get it is because there's no space. I might as well get a 2D version of that castle. It's that castle in Germany, the most beautiful castle I've ever seen in my life. That castle is so wonderful. I want to live in that castle, but I'll get a 2D version instead. And also, speaking of puzzles, there's also a world's smallest genre of puzzles where the puzzles are so small. uh, it's like practically like this size, which is going to be a fun experience, a fun challenge. Huh. And that's going to be even fun to work on because you don't need like a bigger space. You just need a small, diminutive space to work on those puzzles. And some of those puzzles are like 1,000 pieces, which is a great challenge. And losing a piece will drive you insane. I'm ready for that challenge. Okay, so I'm going to end off this video by saying, um, I'll try to keep you guys updated if I can about what's going on down there, and um, I will try my best to at least do something about it because this is terrifying me. And as I said, the best theory um, I can even have right now is the fact that I wiped too hard and obviously it was sore, so it possibly formed like an odd pimple around it, possibly. Um, I just hope it's not something bad. It's one of those things where it's sending me through a light depression. I don't want to go through that again. I don't want to even feel depressed because I've been going through that for so long. But it always seems like fate is always throwing me in places I never wanted to go. You know, for example, talking about these type of like stuff about my body. I spoke about stuff like this in the past, you know, some of my problems and whatnot, but I never really wanted to continue speaking about stuff like this, because it's just something I'm sure that many of you guys don't want to hear, and I understand. But still, it's like I'm thrown in a position where now I have no choice but to say stuff like this. I feel like I've been thrown in positions where I've never wanted to be in the first place. I've been thrown in positions throughout my entire life where I felt so uncomfortable. I never wanted to be in those positions, but I ended up anyways by some random force, you know. Um, it's really terrifying and horrifying. I hope it stops, really stops, because I've been trying my best to avoid conflict. I've even, started eating healthier again, but it's still not enough. So let's just see what happens. I'll try my best to keep you guys updated. Bye.